Hello everyone, and welcome to another entertaining night of SPICEE. SPICEE stands for Saving People in Community through Education, Empowerment, and Entertainment. My name is Joyce Jose, and we are so happy to have you joining us tonight. So, what do we have in store for you? First, the theme of March is Exponential Faith, and our scripture is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 3. What we have in store for you is a time of entertainment, and then we'll have an impact video. Next, we will have two panels. One is going to be an alumni panel from the Leading Lights alumni, and second, we'll have LDC leaders who just got back from Nigeria. We get to hear about the project they've been working on, the food they ate, and any upcoming events. And then the whole gang is going to get together at the end of the panel and discuss upcoming events and some final words. Sound exciting? I'm excited. So what is Leading Lights? What is it all about? Leading Lights is a way for you to discover your purpose so that you can make an impact on this earth and in your community. Leading Lights this year will be March 4th through 6th, and again on March 12th to 13th. You do not want to miss out. Again, welcome to SPICEE Night. We are so excited that you're here.
Where there is harmony, there is unity. Joy increases in our community. Where there is striving, there is no love. How do we create a better place for our children? Did you know if I shared my light will shine brighter and brighter? Did you know if we stop the fight we'll soar higher and higher? There is a fire inside of you and me. Together we'll shine bright. Together we'll turn on the light for every one of us. Every one of us. Every one of us. So hold my hand, I'll hold yours too. Here we stand, together we stand. Oh, brick by brick, upon this hill, we'll rebuild. The future's amazing. Did you know if I shared my light will shine brighter and brighter? Did you know if we stop the fight we'll soar higher and higher? There is a fire inside of you and me. Together we'll shine bright. Together we'll turn on the light for every one of us. together. There is a fire inside of you and me. Together we'll shine bright. Together we'll turn on the light for every one of us. Every one of us. Every one of us. There is a fire inside of you and me. Together we'll shine bright. Together we'll turn on the light for every one of us. Every one of us. Every one of us. Every one of us. Together. Together.
The world that needs an orphanage, the world that needs a rehabilitation center, the world that needs a counselor, the world that needs a motivator, the world that needs an advocate.
The world that needs a book that is channeled to encouragement.
The world that needs a reliable energy source. And as an energy company, new technology, wrestling in the metal, and the standard powers of energy.
The world needs a massive political transformation.
Yes, very good.
The world needs companies. The world needs universities. The world needs a translation of a country to a world power.
Hello, welcome to Spicy Night for March. Just want to let you know this first round table was pre-recorded, and I'm excited to have Ebony, and we have Joaquin, and we have Shalom. And they're going to share with you some of their experience in leading lights. All right.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to welcome you again to Spicy Night. And for round table one, we have Ebony, we have Angie, and we have Joaquin. And so you guys just say a quick hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We are here to have some fun tonight. As you know, the topic is leading lights, and we want to encourage everybody to really sign up for leading lights. So I thought the best thing to do was to get some people who have gone through the whole process. And we're just going to take you on their journey on leading lights. And so we're going to start off with Ebony. Ebony, I'm going to ask you a question. And matter of fact, I'm going to ask you all the same question, this first one. Ask you all the same. So you other two can be thinking as Ebony shares. Ebony, what made you decide to go to Leading Lights training?
I wanted to make more of my time and my life but I wanted to be more intentional, and I wanted to figure out my purpose and how to bring creativity into my life and hopefully make a career out of it.
Good, good, very good. Okay, Mr. Joachim.
Well, that's a great question, first of all. And I also would like to say, Miss Renee, your spirit is infectious. We can feel your spirit digitally. You just feel like the sweetest person alive. So anyway, the what made me actually sign up was, first and foremost, it was curiosity. I didn't know exactly what Leading Lights was about. I knew that everybody was extremely excited about it. Everybody was saying, you have to go, you have to go, you have to be a part of it. And then also, you call it a training that is telling me at the time, I'm not sure how it goes now, but at the time I had to take off of work to go to that training. So obviously it was a decision, that had to be made, and it had to be a conscious decision. So with that, my curiosity was definitely piqued, and something, obviously now I know, of course, the spirit led me to, but at the time I didn't know. I didn't know what it was about. I asked a lot of different people, and they told me, go anyway. Just go. You might not know everything at this time, but just go anyway. And I promise you it's going to be a transcendent experience. And it was. So.
Amen. That's awesome. Angie, she was the youngest one in my class. I mean, she's still in high school, and she came. So what? Don't say your daddy made you do it, but go ahead, share.
Don't say that.
Well, unlike most, so I guess unlike most of what's it called, the adults here, me being in high school, I was over the summer for me, luckily, so I didn't really have anything else that I needed to do, besides just weekly things and stuff like that. But I think I would say I would have to say it was my dad, but in aspect, I want to take it, but I want to take it while I was in college. So, but I think my dad encouraging me to take it during it was junior year of summer, was very helpful for me, because when I became a senior, I needed to start applying for college and applying for certain schools. Did I want to go to education school or business school, stuff like that. So yes, it was my father, but he didn't do it as in he was forcing me to do it. He was just encouraging me for me to take it earlier. And I think that encouragement has been very helpful for me when it came to me applying for college and knowing exactly what God wanted me to do in terms of school and my career and the future and the purpose that he had for me. So yeah.
Awesome.
Amen.
Great. That's very good. Okay, let's just stay with you right now. What did you discover about yourself in this class?
I actually discovered a lot of things in terms of characteristics and personality and things that I actually liked doing. And I think one of the things that I discovered was my organizational skills, as well as the giving, the amount of giving I had in me to give to others, as well as just things I remember one of the things that really stuck with me was one of Pastor Almost lessons about followership, and how it's not all about leading. In order to lead, you must follow a leader. So you have to follow someone before you've done something. And that kind of led into me thinking about understanding what God wanted me to do in terms of business and stuff like that. And from that, from Leading Lights, I've been able to understand and know that for the future, God wants me to work in business, entrepreneurship, but me being a leader, but not being a leader that's a dictator leader, but one that relies on the help of not even my employees, my partners and stuff like that. So things like that. And from Leading Lights, I've just learned to it's honestly a lot of love. And I remember when at the end of Leading Lights, I remember just how happy I was. And I remember when we had to give just tell a little bit about what we learned. But I was talking about how because I love Leading Lights so much, I didn't even know where to start in terms of the amount of things that I learned from it. And overall, it was not overwhelming. It was literally it was welcoming. It was like all the little projects that we had to do. I guess because I was still in school, me being in high school, I'm like, okay, this is an assignment. I'm okay. I'm not. I didn't leave my high school, my homework life and stuff like that. So it was easy for me to like finish all the assignments and stuff. But it was like a good time for me, like, to reflect on myself. And like as we did each assignment or each packet, and then even made the portfolio and everything, like I was opening myself like more and more. And it was just really, I don't know, it was just really like, it was like a shining light and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of like what I learned. So, yeah.
I love it. So are you saying you didn't see yourself as a leader beforehand, or you knew it was there, but it was like emphasized more? You would give it clarity?
Yeah, I would say that. It was more of a confirmation. Leading Lights was definitely like a confirmation of knowing that God wants me to be leading others, but not leading others as looking like down upon them, but like joining them into, like, that's why I said partners instead of employees, but like people that we work together, we're listening to each other's ideas, feeding off each other and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's very good. That's very good. Ebony, do you need the question again?
Yes. Thank you.
That's no problem. I understand. You listen to somebody else, you get all
yeah, I was like deep into it.
Yes.
So what am I supposed to be doing here? Okay. The question is, what did you discover about yourself in the Leading Lights class?
Let's see. I really appreciated that it was Christian based, because I really felt God continues to help me because of it. Because during the course you put on your values, and then even after it ended, I was looking at my values. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I must have made a mistake. I need to think of a new value. But sure enough, God brought opportunities that are connected to that value. He's like, no, you chose this for a reason. Like, this is part of you. So, and it was really helpful for me too, that we were forced to write our mission statement in the class. Yes. It's not, I mean, so at least if the portfolio was a lot, at least that core part and the values you had down. So that was just like, I've been fighting with God for so long, for so many years. Like, God, why did you make me a creative person? Why didn't you give me some desire to be a hairdresser or a doctor or a nurse or something? But me, it's always been this creative thing. And I'm like, how am I supposed to make money with that? You know, but like, and I went to college for communication arts. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that, God? But like, he keeps bringing it back. He's like, no, you are supposed to be doing creative things. So through Leading Lights, I'm more in tune with like, okay, God wants me to use my creativity for ministry. So right now I'm doing digital ministry with Glow Church. And I have some other ideas. And then also he really encouraged me to start this small group, Living from the Heart Jesus Gave You. So yeah, things are really coming together. So it was like putting it down on paper and trusting God.
That is so good. I'm telling you, that Leading Lights class, when God show you things and you already had these questions on why, it's dismissed because it's clear now. The thing that was foggy, it's all clear now. You just have the choice: are you going to walk in it or
Amen.
not?
Right. Amen.
Jordan?
Wow. Jeez. So it was so lovely to hear you guys. I am very wrapped up into both of your stories now. But Leading Lights provided me with the tools to accomplish. We know what we want to accomplish a lot of times. We know we have particular goals, but for me, I wasn't necessarily sure how to incorporate God in those in my path. You know, how was God going to get me from A to B to C to D? And Leading Lights basically told you instructionally. I'm not gonna, it's like a great movie that you don't want to give away, but I will say one small part, not even small, there were, I think it's about 13 different laws or principles. And one that just is ingrained in my mind is the law of use. Meaning, how are
Yeah.
you going to gain more when you're not using what you have,
Very
and
true.
oh my goodness, it's like it's a seed in my brain that's been growing ever since Leading Lights of use your everything. I mean, use your contacts, use your gifts, use your skills, use communication arts, use the fact that we're in high school. You're using all of every part to get you to where you need to be. And you have, but through the grace of God, I said this, I think this a couple of weeks ago, that I just have so much confidence to do it now. There's just so much in my heart that says nobody can stop God. So why am I fretting, or why am I nervous? Why am I fearful? So I think Leading Lights for me provided me with clear steps, clear tools. And in case something happens and I fail, I have something, a portfolio that's slightly unfinished to go back to, to reference,
awesome.
But yeah,
you have the important parts.
I got the booklet,
Right.
I have the booklet,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get into anything else because you have to come, you have to experience it. But when you go through those tasks, like Angel was talking about, you go through those tasks and it's like taking off little layers of your day-to-day life, taking off your little layers of your soul, and you're just, even your heart, your every part is just layers that you can unpeel and unpack for yourself. So I can keep going, but that's my 2 minutes. So.
Okay. Well, this is the last question. It's different what I thought it was going to be, and we only have a few minutes left. So you sort of answered this question already, but why do you think someone should go to Leading Lights class? Why do you think it would be a benefit to them, and what would you say to them to get them to come, to get them to experience what you just experienced?
So I wanted to go first because I'm going to be quick. Rebel Nation International is my side business right now. It did not exist before Leading Lights. I just want to be honest. This is going to be my 5th show. This is going to be it's thriving. I have contracts now. I'm sponsored by the West Side Arts Council. I'm calling celebrities on the side, on my side business. I'm calling celebrities to get them to come to a particular event that would not have existed without Leading Lights. Meaning, you think it, you manifest it, and Leading Lights shows you, bam, this is how you do it. These are the tools. These are the way. This is how you change your mindset. This is how you need to think. Boom. That's all I have to say.
Very good. That's exciting. So you're walking in your purpose.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Angie.
Okay. For me, I think like the reason you should go to Leading Lights is not only like to learn and like to like fulfill that purpose and open it up. But I also think like, because one of my favorite things was like getting our name acronyms from Pastor Land, and like it ties in with your values, ties in with who you are, ties in with God's purpose for you. And I guess right now the name that I have here is Angel, but my other name is Shalom. And like, I remember that acronym. It's like speaker and spreader of happiness, help, how-tos, Asia, adventure, loving, linker, and leader, organizational, manager, and magnate. And I remember thank you. I remember one of the words that I heard was magnate. Thank you. And I was like, magnate. I thought Pastor Lamb meant to put magnet, like as in like, like the things that like South Pole, North Pole, like connect things. But after like searching up magnate, it was like a entrepreneur, like a wealth builder and stuff like that. And I was like, that is so true. And it was so many things that like I was like honestly just so thankful, not only like for like the Leading Lights and all the people that like contributed to making Leading Lights happen, but also just being able to have a part of myself that I'm able to share with others and like confirming these things day to day in my own name. So yeah, that's one of the reasons you should come, so you can get your name acronym and don't miss out. So, yeah.
I love it. Really do. Ebony.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth it for the fact that the teachers and the instructors are just really world class. They're authors, they're people that are really just doing things outside the box. They're accomplishing things and they're willing to teach us how to do it as well. So, and then on top of that, then you're a part of the network. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know for me is that helping Pastor Olu with the spicy night. This is not me at all. Not at all. I started doing this because I want to help him because he was seemed like he was doing so much, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's one of my gifts is to be of service to other people. So I'm just praying that somebody else will step up. Take this role.
You are doing a great job.
Right.
Okay, you done gathered all of us here. And you left the imprint of Renee on us tonight. So we,
Amen.
You know what?
we
I
thank
really do appreciate that. And I appreciate each of you taking out the time to sit and answer these questions. And I know from the bottom of my heart that somebody heard you and they're going to act upon that. And even though we all have gone through leading lights, we can go through it several times to redefine some things, to clarify some things. It's not over just taking one class.
Absolutely.
You know how you can read the Bible and then you read it the same thing a month or two later, and you get something totally different. It's the same way with your life. So I would encourage you to please take out the time, invest in yourself. Okay. And so as I want to say to you, each of you, thank you very much. Thank you for giving of yourself. And thank you for being a blessing to other people. All right.
Thanks,
And so
Renee.
let's spicy.
You are awesome.
Cut it.
Sorry about that. But I think those guys did a wonderful job in talking about their experiences in Leading Lights training. And I just want to let you know that Leading Lights does start this weekend, starting March 4th through the 6th. And then the following weekend, just a Saturday and Sunday on the 12th and 13th. Also, we have coming up next is Roundtable 2. And we have coming up next is a impact video. But anyway, going back to Leading Lights, it's this weekend. You do not want to miss it. And those of you who are on the fence about it, get off the fence and jump on in, dive in, and see how God can change your life. It's all about faith, right? And part of that faith is the love that we have for one another. And so I would love for you guys to really think about and make a decision to invest your time and money in yourself and go to the Leading Lights training class. It'd be well worth it. Okay, so next up is an impact video.
Hi, my name is Roland Craig, and I am married to my beloved bride of 25 years, Hope Craig. We had the opportunity to be invited to Leading Lights last year, towards the end of last year, by our good friends and dear, dear brothers and sisters in the Lord, Bessie Renee Tucker. And we were so blessed to be able to take the class or the course, Leading Lights training. It was so helpful in our lives. Couple things I wanted to share was that Leading Lights, the training helped crystallize a lot of the things that I had learned over the years, over the last 25 plus years of going to entrepreneur conferences, hundreds of meetings, hundreds of just informational trainings on different topics, being a business owner and things like that. Leading Lights just helped put a ton of that knowledge that I already had just to make it just click into place, like gears, and put everything in the sprocket with the gears. So I like to put it this way. And I wrote something down. I want to read it verbatim. I wrote it down because when I wrote it down, I was like, man, I like this. So I want to make sure I say it right. It put everything into a package of helping me truly understand that I was created for a specific purpose to function with that purpose, to take back from the enemy in order to grow the kingdom of God. And if I didn't understand what my purpose was, I was going to be useless for the kingdom. So it was very instrumental in helping me understand what my true function of my purpose is. And I believe that a part of me kind of knew what my purpose was in life because of some of the blessings that I was able to have bestowed upon me as I was living my life and working and creating and doing different things. I believe I knew somewhat of it, just I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't have a definiteness of purpose, which is what I got from taking the Leading Lights training course. I actually truly understood what that definiteness of purpose was in my life. And you think from a lot of the topics, different topics or sessions in the Leading Lights course, the statement of integration, the shapes, that was pretty cool. Understanding my core competencies, going through that, just working it all out. My vision statement, my personal constitution, the value management, the virtue management, the time management, and then my name, which is what Pastor Land so awesomely does with your name. It's just, it is awesome. And then my mission statement. So as I go through all of that helped me with having peace in my life and my mindset as I go through everyday life and doing business and talking with people. And then when there's certain issues that come about in my life, just making sure that I have patience and peace about what I'm doing because I know my purpose. I've had a huge improvement since taking the Leading Lights course, and it's just been a blessing in my life. I highly recommend it to each and every person in the world because this is something that I wish I would have known years and years and years ago, and I could have been even more effective for the kingdom. But I'm just fired up and excited for each and every one of the people that take the course, and I'm looking forward to taking it again for a second and third time myself.
And we are back. So now we're going to have Roundtable 2, and I am excited to introduce you guys Roundtable 2. We have Gus Tucker, Pastor Olu, and Pastor Land. And see, these guys just got back from Nigeria, and so I am excited to hear what they have to say. So if you could bring these guys on, it would be great.
So, in honor of God, we dedicate this library and we unveil it. We declare it open for learning, for culture, for transformation in excellence. And this place will birth giants and leaders for our nation. And this is just the beginning of many more.
You know, I was all caught up in the video. That was a very impactful video that was shown. That was a result of Pastor Land, Pastor Olu, and Gus Tucker going over to Nigeria. They did some mighty powerful things over there, and people's lives were impacted tremendously. So, as you know, for the month of March, the theme is exponential faith. And the verse we have for this this month is 2 Thessalonians 1:3. And I want a powerful voice to quote that. So if we could bring on our panel, Gus Tucker, Pastor Land, Pastor Olu, that would be great if we could bring them up. And so while we're waiting for people to jump on, Gus, can you read for us 2 Thessalonians 1:3?
Sure. 2 Thessalonians 1:3. We ought always to give thanks to God for you, brothers, as is right, because your faith is growing abundantly, and the love of every one of you for one another is increasing.
And that was evident. The video we just saw, that was love for the brethren. And so we're going to talk tonight about that exponential faith. Land, I want to start with you because it starts in the mind, then we put on paper, and then we implement it. You guys going to Nigeria, I think it was an implementation of your dream, your vision. And I want to ask you this question. Why did you do it? And how much did it take for you to get it done?
Thank you, Renee, Tawana. Thanks for having us on Spicy Nights. Really night. It's actually night time in Nigeria. There are people are sleeping, so we're keeping our eyes wide open so that we can adjust to Chicago time again. But it's nice to be back home. To answer your question, what did it take? How did this happen? It's the same process, what is called the kingdom process. Jesus gave us the kingdom process in Mark chapter 4 and in other places. When he talked about the parable of the sower, there about, a man who plants a seed and then the seed grows up. So what he's talking about there is actually how the kingdom works, how God does everything he does. How does he do it? He plants a seed of a word, a picture inside the heart of someone. And then that seed, when it is watered, it grows, and then it eventually produces fruit. So that same seed of the word that is planted in someone can also be transferred to other people through the same words. So how do these things happen? The first thing is God from somewhere will plant a seed in somebody's heart. So in this case right now, for this trip that we are, I've always for some years, I've always had the desire or something planted in my heart by God, to make an impact in the educational sphere. One time I was in Nigeria and I went to my secondary school, and I can remember writing something on Facebook then that, wow, I would like people to do this and I would like to do it. So there was a teacher of mine, my principal, who said, let's do this, and I will talk to all these all the student principals and all that. And I said, yeah, I would like to do it. But then he died. He passed away 2 years ago. But then somewhere along the line, God also started dropping it in the hearts of people, Pastor Olu, and some people in Nigeria. The aspect of the school aspect, and well, everything just came together last year, and we just planned to act on it, and we stepped out in faith to do it because, first of all, you get the picture, right? The seed is planted in you, but then you have to act. You have to step out in faith and do it. Otherwise, the picture would die. So we stepped out in faith and did it. How much did it cost? I would say it costs faith. That's all it costs. It costs believing in God's word. The financial cost doesn't really matter. The human cost, whatever it is, energy doesn't really matter. The substance of all things is faith. Once faith is there, everything that is needed is going to come together to make it happen. So I would say just the cost is faith, is trusting God's word, that currency of faith, receiving the image and then spreading it and planting it and managing that image, keeping it from the weeds, keeping it from everything that will try to stop it, to get it to the point where it bears fruit and becomes a blessing to other people according to the parable of the sower. That's it.
Man, I'm telling you, that faith has grown tremendously, and many lives are being impacted. And I really thank you. I thank you so much because that has helped my relationship with us and our lives and our relationship with God. So it's what you do. You can see it right before your eyes. Next question, Pastor Olu. This man is incredible. He's always serving. He's giving to others. And Pastor, I want to ask you, what make you do those? What make you serve God? What do you believe? And how do you believe this has impacted the lives of other people? You're muted. We can't hear you. Pastor Olu, you're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, thank you. So thank you very much,
Sure.
Sister Renee and Sister Tawana, for bringing us to the Spicy Night show. It's wonderful being here again, sitting right over here and just, listening to you guys doing this is amazing. So, but what makes me do what I do is because of God and faith. When you talk about faith, faith is substance of things you hope for, and something that you don't see but you believe is going to work, and that is faith. So everything I do them by faith, and I do them because when you step out in faith, God makes things happen. One thing I love, Pastor Lan normally says that it's better to move a what do you call it, a steering car than to move a stationary car. So when a car is stationary, you can't move it. But when a star is moving little by little, it's easier for you to move it because at least it's doing something. So what makes me do what I do is because I believe that once you take a step, God will bring everything that you need for you. And so the impact that I see is that I see that when you take one step, people's life is depending on you. God is holding you accountable. The Bible says we should go out to the world and preach the gospel. And God is not going to come and preach the gospel. God is going to preach the gospel through us. And that is why I do what I do, because I believe everyone is counting on me. I have a purpose, and my purpose is to reach the unreached. My purpose is to reach out, to the people, to make sure they know their purpose, to make sure they know their value, and to make sure they live a principle, a fulfilled life. That is why I do what I do. And thank God for the leadership of Dr. Lan.
That thank you for sharing that. And I tell you what, you following Pastor Land, that's a pretty good person to follow. You always have to be careful who we follow. And he's the right person to do this. So the next person is someone who's near and dear to my heart. I've known this guy for many, many years. And we share 3 kids together. And so I want to say to Gus Tucker, first of all, I'm proud that you went to Nigeria. You stepped out on faith to do so. But I want to get a little bit more. I want you to share a little bit more what led to that decision and what impact was played on you as a result of going to Nigeria.
Thanks a lot, Renee. In terms of going, to be honest with you, it really happened at our retreat. Pastor Land was preaching, and in the midst of that preaching, the Lord spoke to me that I needed to go to Nigeria. And I work with this company, and we had just gotten a large investment into our company so we can grow. And I said, man, I'm going to ask the guy if I can leave now, right in the middle of all this stuff. And it's like, yeah. So Saturday afternoon, I texted the CEO of our company. And to make a long story short, we talked that next Wednesday, and he not only said, yeah, one, yeah, I think it'd be great if you go. 2, we'll pay you while you're gone. And 3, can I write a check to help defray some of the costs? And so all that happened as a result of responding to what Pastor Lamb was preaching about in exponential increase. And so that really motivated me to go, because I had a lot of misconceptions about going and false ideas about Africa and a lot of different things, but those were dispelled, and I really saw the need for leading lights and for people who have the training that comes through leading lights, and how that training can change people's lives all around the world. In Chicago, United States, Nigeria, all around the world. If we'll live it out ourselves first and then teach it to other people, it can be transformative. So, yeah.
Sorry about that. Thanks for sharing out that, Gus. I really enjoy watching those videos you were sending out, especially the Mission Impossible one. That was a cool video. But also, I wanted to say that I know you were a changed person while you were there. And it's really, really encouraging to see that change. I'm quite sure that even though you guys went over there for a mission to get things accomplished, I would just love for you guys to tell one little story about some fun things that you did that grew your faith, that you did not expect to happen, but it happened and it grew your faith. And I'd like to start this one off with Pastor Olu.
So thank you very much. So for me, I can tell you of three things that happened that I didn't expect to happen. So I've been doing this traveling for the past. I've been doing this traveling now for the past some years now, and we've been to 12 nations. So going to Nigeria, we normally go by faith. I remember when we were going, we step out in faith. We didn't have everything that we need, to travel, but we step out in faith. And once we got to Nigeria, everything started working. First thing that blew my mind away was, the accommodation. God supernaturally provided accommodation for us. The transportation, God did it supernaturally. And above all, the people, the impact that God made in the life of people was amazing. When we went to Bowen University, seeing the students, seeing the staff being started was creating for me. That is amazing. When we went to Ojodo Grammar School, the same thing was amazing for me. And when we went to WATS, we went to West African Theological Seminary. When we went there, the impact that we made and the connection was amazing. So that is one of the things I can share, that, when you take a step of faith, when God told Moses, God told Moses to just, to just put the rod, and Moses just, took out the rod and just point inside to the river, and the river parted. So one thing I just want to encourage everybody is that whatever God has called you to do, don't wait for everything. Whatever you have, just take a step of faith, take a leap of faith. And when we're talking about this here, we talk about, we're looking at the book of Luke. We're looking at the book of Luke chapter 5, when we talked about God told Peter, that she just let out the boat into the deep. So I think it's that time that everybody be encouraged to let out your net, into the deep, because this year is going to be a year you catch more than what you can imagine. I think when we're coming back, we're talking about how many lives are impacted through this training, and we counted 10,000 people are impacted through this training. Just a step of faith of traveling to Africa. 10,000 people were impacted just within 2 weeks. So that is it for me.
Wow. Wow. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for that, Pastor Olu. I just want to jump in and I want to ask some questions. I'm like over here, like about to pop sweat. I'm so anxious to ask questions about the trip and all the work you all done while you were away. And I want to know from Gus his experience. Of course, I want to know what some of that food tastes like. And so, yeah, I'm just excited to even be here interviewing you guys. Like, I feel like I'm like interviewing like big top celebrities, like, all the way, like what they call it, A-list celebrities, right? And so, wow. So let's get into it. Pastor Land, how are you doing? Are you doing good today? You're on mute.
So, yes, I am doing well. Thank you. Doing well.
All right. Glad to be back in the U.S.
Yes, I'm glad. This is home.
Okay. All right. Yes, this is home away from home for you. Yeah. And so just looking at some of the videos that were shared and just the video that was even shared here, I want to go back and first I want to like make this connection of the theme for this month is exponential faith. Mm-hmm. And when I look back at the videos and the work that you just did, it lines right up. It is an example of planting the seed and having faith. And the Bible verse where it says that faith without works is dead. And so we see that your faith is not dead and your works is not small at all. So when we go back and we look at the videos and just thinking about the library, that is just wonderful. The number of about how many people just came out for that ribbon cutting ceremony. I'm just curious to know. It seemed like it was a nice crowd. Just a guesstimate.
Yeah, so there were two things that took place for the library. So first of all, we had to meet with all the students of the school. That's about 1,000 students. And then we had to separate some students that could go for the ribbon cutting. And then there were parents, there were government officials, past principal, current principal, and all that. So we had to have a reduced crowd, maybe of about, I don't know, maybe 50 people or so that could go for the library itself. But for the first part of the program, we had to address the entire student body and the entire staff of the school. So that's over 1,000 people were present.
Wow. Wow. Over 1,000 was present. And just to even hear you say that there were two things that were going on at one time, that's even amazing. And so going back to my favorite thing that I saw was a video clip from a young man. I want to say he was the keynote speaker. I cannot remember his name, but he spoke at Bowen University. And as the camera went around, okay, first of all, so let me tell you how I computed this in my mind, right? Because on the caption, it said Bowen University. So anytime you see university tied to it, you know that that means college, right? You know that that means anywhere from the age range of possibly 19 to, up. But as the camera went around the room at Bowen University, the students looked like they were youth. Could you tell me about how old these and they were graduating, right? They were either graduating or getting ready to start college, right? One of the two, was it?
Yeah. It's a university, a college student. So just like it will be here, so there will be people that could be, those who get in early will be 16. There could be 17, 18, maybe to like 20, 21 or so there. So that's the age group of the people present there.
Wow. So you went there taking care of business for the opening of the library, had business to take care of at Bowen University.
Yeah. And that one we had, for all the days, like, talking about the number of people directly impacted, we'll have about, maybe 2,500 to 3,000 people that were impacted for all the days. That's direct impact. Yeah.
And that was a 2-week time span, right?
What did you say?
And that was like a 2-week time span, right? That you all were there.
No. We're there for a weekend for Bowen before we moved to another place. So we're moving around to various places. Yeah.
So then that just even says even more, Pastor Laird. If you say no, Tawana, that wasn't the entire week. That wasn't the entire time. That was just a weekend. So then that in reality, we would have to say that more than 3,000 were impacted. More than 3,000.
For the whole trip, we calculated direct impact. Conservatively, the direct impact that we had in the places we went to and online, and we came up with 10,000. When we do indirect impacts, that those people that were touched will go on to affect other people. We're talking beyond 10,000 people that were affected throughout the 2 weeks.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. And that really shows the proof in the work that you do. And way here from Chicago, like Brother Gus said in the video, in one of the videos, that you said before, we've heard you say before, all the way from Nigeria to the south side of Chicago. How amazing is that? God is amazing, and the work that you are doing is amazing. And the library also ties into the leading lights as well. Can you just give us a little bit? Can you tie those two together for us really quick?
Maybe I'll let Gus take that.
Oh, he was going to be the next person that I asked some questions. Okay. So take it away, Gus.
Okay, good.
So can you ask the question again, please?
Yes, I was asking the mission of the Leading Light Library in Nigeria and the Leading Light training I would like to for you to expand on both of those. Can you tie those two together?
Okay, so the Leading Lights training, one of the things that comes out of that is figuring out what your kingdom initiative is. What is it that you believe God would have you to do to help build the kingdom of God? And when we say build the kingdom of God, we mean that in your sphere where you work, where you live, work, and play, how can you impact how people think, the decisions they make, the values they live out of? So one of the persons that went through Leading Lights, Brother Tayo, the Leading Lights Library is a part of his kingdom initiative. He had started that library almost 10 years ago, and through political red tape, changes in administration and different things, the library fell in disrepair, and people kind of gave up on the idea. After coming to Leading Lights, Brother Tayo was re-engaged, reinvigorated, and he went back after the library, and within 18 months to 2 years, here we are launching the library. And the purpose of the library is to impact those kids with books that are going to teach them principles and virtues. It's going to share the gospel with them. It's going to teach them leadership principles right there in the school. There's over 10,000 ebooks already, and there'll be several thousand physical volumes that they'll be able to take advantage of. And it's a state-of-the-art building, and it's the nicest building on their campus. You know, it's a state-of-the-art building that's been put together.
Wow. Thank you for that. And when you say, Brother Tayo, the amazing thing for me to hear you say that is that I can remember being in the international meetings when they were in the process of deciding on if this would be a project that LDC Leading Light would take on. So to see that it has been birthed. I was there when, not of course when Brother Tayo did it 10 years ago, but just when Leading Lights LDC were in the process of deciding on if this was something that they wanted to partake in. And now to see it has the birth of it is just amazing, because I just saw it on paper, and then I heard him speak about it in the meeting, and so it is just amazing. It is just amazing. And so one of the questions that I want to ask you, Brother Gus, that I thought about while you were there is, I know you was there with LDC. I know LDC had an initiative while they were there. And I don't know if I sent this in a text message to the group while you all were there, but if I didn't, I know I started to. First of all, let me go back and say, I was a little bit heartbroken that I did not make the cut. And that was my fault, because I did not. So for any of y'all that's watching, this is serious business, y'all. Okay? Because I could have been there too, eating goat meat, some good home cooked Nigerian food from scratch. I could have been there, right? So we have to take, if you take Leading Lights, please take it serious. Complete your portfolio, because it really is life changing. I cannot say that enough. I cannot promote. Pastor Land is $3 now, because I'm promoting the portfolio as well. But seriously, you all, if you take the Leading Light training, take it serious, as well as completing your portfolio. And so with that being said, LDC had their own initiative, Gus, going over there. But my question was, what is Brother Gus' mission in Nigeria? What do you think God cut out for you and sent you there for? What was Brother Gus' mission?
Well, my purpose, as you read my name, it's a giver of understanding on stewardship, and an author visionary as it relates to entrepreneurship, education, and emancipating people from wrong thinking. So my Kingdom initiative are around the businesses I'm involved in. And so at Bowen University, I taught a business, myself and another guy, Richard Ike, EK taught on business and how business executives and business people can build the kingdom, and the stock market that we're launching. And so my purpose there was to encourage and inspire people and to help them to see how business and doing business builds the kingdom. If you get a chance, read Luke 19, and where Jesus talks about the people, the 10 minas, and he encourages those people to engage, occupy, do business until I return. God expects a return on his investment. He's a creator, and he created this world, and he gave us all these resources for the purpose of getting a return on his investment. He's looking for that, and we need to do that. So for me, one of the things that came out of it at Bowen University, as you talk about how do you see faith, the vice chancellor of Bowen University, who's the head of the university, was very excited about what we did with their students. They've invited us back next year around the same time frame. And they've asked myself to teach a class on investing in the stock market and business via Zoom. So we're in the process of putting that together to provide that to the students at Bowen University. So when I did my portfolio and the things that I put in that portfolio, they were manifested in Nigeria. And I also met people that Pastor Land introduced me to that have a direct interest in what I'm doing with the stock exchanges and some other things. And it was fantastic. So I went all the way to Nigeria to meet a guy from Houston. So, and so, yeah, it was awesome.
Wow, that was funny. I said if you ever want to know who the number one comedian is, all you got to do is just keep walking with God. I promise you, he is so hilarious, right? Like you said, you went to Nigeria just to meet a guy in Houston that you're now going to be doing business with. So it is just amazing how God lined things up. And so then I definitely want to know, like, what was the food like, Gus? Because I saw that video.
Yeah, the food was incredible, and Pastor Land, Pastor Olu, I'd have any problems till I got back home. I'm just saying. That's why my camera was off. I'm just saying. I'm taking my little stuff right here. So anyway, I learned about pounded yam, amala, a goosey soup, jaffa rice, all kind of stuff we had over there. And just to let you guys know, we went to Pastor Debo's house with her mom and dad and had a feast. And I want y'all to know, Pastor Debo was balling when she grew up. I ain't gonna spill too much of the beans, but all I want to say is her house had a fence around it with a gate and a security guard. I'm just saying.
It's bougie.
Yeah, we had a great time at Pastor Debo's house with her parents. They literally ran out the house with their arms open, and they knew all of our names from the videos, and we had a great time hanging out with them for several hours.
One other question that I want to ask you is, and I think you probably kind of like mentioned it a little bit when you were giving like your take or your thoughts on when you were making a decision on if you wanted to go to Nigeria. And so here in America, coming up, a lot of things that we see on TV concerning Africa or any other foreign country, we see a lot of poverty pictures, right? And how like there's just no life over there. Can you tell me what your surroundings was like? What was the communities? I don't even know, are they called communities over there, Pastor Land, Pastor Olu?
Yeah, there are communities. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what was the neighborhoods looking like over there? Like what was it? So coming up, I'll tell you, like they used to play the commercials all the time. Y'all know what commercials I'm about to talk about. They played on TV all the time. You can save a child for 23 cents today if by providing a meal, and then they put that baby on there real skinny with that big old belly sticking out, flies flying around his head. So is that what you pulled up to in Nigeria?
So, Nigeria, first of all, Lagos is a very cosmopolitan city. 25 million people live in Lagos. Okay. And by 2030 or 2035, it'll be the third largest city in the world. Okay. It also sits on the ocean at the Gulf of Guinea. So it's a beautiful place. Okay. It's a beautiful place. So when you walk out of our house in the morning, there was a G-Wagon there, a G-Wagon there, a G-Wagon there, and a 7 Series BMW and a Lexus.
So was the little babies running around the car?
Right outside that door. Okay. So we were in a very nice neighborhood. We had a 3-bedroom condo with 4 bathrooms, air conditioned, elevator, all that stuff. Okay. Now, that's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is there is abject poverty in Lagos, and there's a lot of it. Okay. And so there are various reasons for that. Pastor Land and Pastor Olu can give you chapter and verse about that. But what I saw, it's a couple of things, several things. One is they have a somewhat corrupt government. It's getting better. Okay. They also don't have the infrastructure we have. For instance, Nigeria is one of the largest producers of crude oil in the world, but they allowed their refineries to go into disrepair. So they send their crude oil out to other countries, and then they have to buy it back as gasoline. So there were people standing in lines for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to get gas for their cars in one of the top crude oil producing nations in the world, because they don't have the infrastructure in some areas. Okay. And there is a large disparity between the wealthy and the poor people. But part of the reason why we're there is to mobilize the church and mobilize people to teach. If you take Leading Lights, there's a whole section on entrepreneurship. There's a whole section on entrepreneurship and practical money and how to tap into the resources of God. That needs to be taught to the people in Nigeria. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. They need someone to go there and teach them. They're very bright people, very smart people, entrepreneurial people. Their businesses happening everywhere, and they work hard, but they just need, better teaching and training and examples, and to get some things straightened out in the government.
Let me say something. One of the jokes that we used to joke while we were there. So, in the United States, you say, oh, this is the first black-owned bakery, or this is the first black-owned whatever. So we would laugh. I would say, Brother Gus, see all these black-owned? They've been having bakeries since before I was born. We've been having, and I said, apart from black-owned, it's black-owned, black built, black destroyed, black messed up, black everything. So
it's not just here in America.
You know what? But that's one of the things. While I was in Nigeria for 2 weeks, I saw 2 white people. 1, 2. 2. The whole time. Everybody there is black. Everything going on is black. It's a different vibe, feeling you get from the whole thing. So those mansions I saw over there, guess what? I saw a house so big it looked like a bank building. You know what? A black dude owned it. Yep. All the hotels, a black dude owned it. That Bentley going down the street right there, black dude driving it.
We saw a. You remember the Bentley we saw that was that was navigating the bad road.
It was navigating by itself.
No. Nigeria has roads that leave a little bit to be desired sometimes. So you had this Bentley going down the street like this because it was hitting potholes, just going up and down. So
Gus was like, "This guy should have left this car at home or whatever." So we just say, you know what? That's probably the fourth, one of the 4 Bentley that this person has. So this one is for navigating bad roads.
Yeah, that's his road dog. That's his road dog. Don't mind if it get hit, Bentley.
Yeah. Right. So where we riding, it's hard to come by foreign cars for us here in the US. Over there in Nigeria, it's just an everyday car for some people over there.
For some people, like everything else, everything you see in Chicago, you see in Nigeria, except it's black.
Yeah.
It's run by black people. Black people are doing it. It's all black.
That had to be a beautiful sight.
It was interesting, but also in Nigeria, you don't have driving while black. You have driving while African. We got stopped by the police 2 times in 11 days. Okay? 2 times in 11 days. And they carry machine guns. And you know what I learned? Pastor Land is not afraid of machine guns. My name is Dr. Gregory Land Ijawala, and blah, 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 blah. Like, Dr. Land, chill, bro.
What you saying?
Get shot up in this piece. He was very cool, but he's like, because they just stop you to extort money from you. That's why they stop you.
Wow.
We saw people paying them to let them go down the road. And Pastor Land wasn't having it. He's like, no, I ain't paying y'all no money. And he just got in their grill and just made them understand, if you stop me and mess with me, it's going to be a bad day for you.
Struggles are real. The struggle is real.
So that was one of the funny parts, seeing Dr. Land getting in the grill of a guy that's got a machine gun.
Wow. Thank God for that. But yes, I just wanted to touch on that for a minute, because for those of us that have not been to Africa, but yet how America tries to depict it to us, if we didn't hear these stories and we don't know people that are from there, then we would just have this concept of that it's just all bad over there, that there's no good, right? And so I just wanted to enlighten folks on that, on the atmosphere over in Nigeria. And I see that Pastor Land is so what, you from the west side of Nigeria, Pastor Land?
Yes, Pastor Olu and I are from the west. Yeah.
I should have known it. West
side, best side.
Hold on for a second.
That picture that y'all took on the LDC.
We are from the southwest side. So west side, best side, south side.
Yeah.
So let me just say something real quick. Don't sleep on Pastor Olu and his family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just saying.
So Pastor Olu's brother is a developer, real estate developer. And he took us to a property he had developed, a 3-story, 5-bedroom house. Okay. And then on the back end, 3-bedroom condos that he developed from scratch. And it would rival anything you'd see in the United States in terms of quality.
Wow.
And he's building all over Africa, in Egypt, in Nigeria, and other places. And Pastor Olu got recording artists in his family, restaurateurs, developers, doctors. So don't be sleeping on Pastor Olu now. Don't.
I know, right?
Don't play him cheap now.
Yes. And so, with that being said, we have a few more minutes before we wrap up. And so, I wanted to ask Pastor Olu, as being the COO of the Life Development Center, what moving forward, what future strategies do you have, or plans, or even visions that you have for LDC, tied it into leading light and moving forward, like, and supporting your brother?
So thank you very much, Ms. Tuana. I think, for LDC to move forward this year, there are three major key things that we are looking into. Number one, we are looking into partnership. We believe that whatever God has committed to us, to our hand at LDC, can only fulfill it through partnership. So this year, we're going to be doing things, partnering with people. Us going to Africa, going to Nigeria, everything we did when we went to Nigeria, we did it through partnership. Bowen University, Leadership Library, all the school we went to, we did it through partnership. So we're going to grow our partnership this year. That is number one, we're going to do, as an organization. Number two, we're going to build people capacity. We want to build people. You see us traveling to Nigeria. The reason why we travel to Nigeria, because we believe that the future, our future is the youth. The youth is the future. And so we want to invest in the youth. And how can we invest in them? We need to invest in their capacity, build people capacity, build structural capacity, build their mental capacity, and build them financially. Just building them as a whole, holistic, building people. That's what we're going to be doing. And the last one we're going to do, at LDC is, the last thing is just, financial capacity. We believe that whatever God has called us to do, we cannot do it alone. Somebody said that, wealth is the vehicle for preaching the gospel. So that means that we want to build financial capacity to be able to accomplish what God wanted to do through us, because we know that this year we call it exponential experience, and God is going to do a lot of stuff. This year we're going to be building 12. We are partnering with 12 nations where we have different programs going on in different nations. Some of them are building schools. Some of them are building accommodation. Some of them are going to the slum and transforming the slum. They want to build school in the slum, build library in the slum. Some of them want to build accommodation, for people. Some of them want to build like daycare, crèche, for children. So we're doing a lot of stuff this year that's going to involve a lot of financial capacity. This year we want to build our financial capacity, and we want to train people. We want to take leading life training into it. We want to make it global. We want to take it to the government. We want to take it to the business world. We want to take it to college. We want to take it to high school. We want to take it to elementary school. I want to even take it to the street, layman people on the street. We want to take it. So that is the plan that we're having for LDC this year. And Pastor Lang can add more to it. So to our brother Gus.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm definitely taking it to the streets is definitely like I'm excited about that, and I definitely can't wait to like get into that. And so, Pastor Land, moving forward with LDC and leading light training, what do you have planned for us this year?
Well, I think Pastor Olu, captured it all very excellently.
Okay.
The goal of the Life Development Center, from its vision, from John chapter 10, verse 10, I have come that they might have life and have it more abundantly, is to release the potentials of people and places. So our goal is to help people live the maximized life by removing limitations from them. And part of how we do that is by helping people find their purpose, to live purposeful lives, and then teach them on how to manage their lives, and then give them opportunities for living, that life that God has called them to live. And I can tell you that everybody has an entrepreneurial life in one way or the other. There's a venture. That's why we call those trainings venture. There's a venture, which leads to an adventure that God has called everybody to walk in. So our goal is to help more people do that. So this year, through the Leading Lights training, we're going to do that for the USA group. We're also going to do it through the Leading Lights training internationally. We're also developing more trainings like the Venture 200, which helps people to create movements in whatever sphere that they have discovered. We're also taking that to young people, like what we did at Bowen and other. We have other opportunities for other colleges that have opened up. We have one coming up in April that we'll be having with them, virtually, and other ones are opening up. So we're going to do that, and then we have purpose in the workplace, which takes it into the workplace in the secular arena. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be publishing books from LDC people. We want to expand this network. One of the biggest blessings to me when I went to Nigeria was I think one of the last meetings we had when we had the Leading Light Network people. Some of them gathered together in Lagos, and they were sharing the things that they started doing since they did Leading Lights training. I was amazed myself because I did not know there were people going to the slums. Collectively there, people were impacting thousands, and we're seated around the table. And I looked at it, I was like, wow, can you imagine this multiplied in this nation and then in other nations? So we have a network. We want to build that network, connect people together, cross geographically, cross sphere, just in different ways, so that they can work together collaboratively and expand this kingdom agenda of God upon the earth. So that's it. We have the youth also with the Leading Lights Club for youth, the summer camp, the theological trainings, just various things. It's a huge task that is ahead of us, and we're trusting God, for the resources, to be able to get it done in terms of human, financial, but the opportunities, the fields are wide. The opportunities are just open before us. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Pastor Olu. Thank you so much for that. And as normal, LDC has a lot going on and are doing a lot. And it's just amazing just to hear and then see again. I witness these things, and I participate in some of the meetings. So to see it from hearing it is just amazing. And I just want to say thank you, Pastor Land, for being the leader that you are, for following God's plan that he have set out for you, and not only taking the journey, but you have brought along so many people, including myself, along in the journey and in the vision. And we just want to thank you for that. And now at this time, we're going to bring everyone back in so we can go ahead and wrap up the show. But I just really wanted to say that. Hello, Ebony. Thank you so much. And then we have Angel. Yes, this is the star, y'all, of Leading Light, CityLight, and LDC. This is our young star. And that's it. Okay, I thought we had another one. But yes, thank you all so much. Angel, you are the youngest that have took Leading Light training, and I'm so excited. I can even remember me and Peace talking about, like, we have to get the young to take it, and we were actually sitting around plotting and planning on, like, who can we get to guinea pig this on, right? And so Sienna had a program that she was already like involved in, so she would have missed one or two of the days, so that wouldn't work. So I'm excited to hear that you went on and you took it, and that you mastered it. And Ebony, I'm excited to hear you say that how before you didn't think that you were creative, but upon taking the Leading Light training, you found out that you were creative in another way. You're allowing God to use you in that area, in that field. And just for even Gus taking that step of faith and going on the trip to Nigeria, not only that, but just hearing his testimony about him making a decision where he didn't know if he really wanted to go or not. And because of the job because of the things that were going on at work, and he called the CEO. And not only did the CEO say, "What? Don't take that up, brother. We're gonna pay you while you over there," right? So that was just even a blessing. And to again, Pastor Olu, you're such an inspiration. You're encouraging the way that you support LDC, CityLight, Pastor Land is it's amazing, and it makes me think about the verse in the Bible where Joyce was even saying, and Pastor Omo was just saying Sunday during the service, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And you have shown over and over and over that you are your brother's keeper. And I just want to tell you thank you for being such a good role model on that or whatever, right? Because I've learned some things by just by watching you operate and to sit back, right? Because us as human beings, we can always, think things or assume things. But when we have people like you, it's easy to be like, okay, wait a minute, maybe I was thinking wrong, or maybe I had it wrong. So thank you again for being such a good example of being your brother's keeper. And then again, back to you, Pastor Land. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. It is just a blessing to see. And again, not even that, while you all were away, there was an anniversary that came up on the calendar. If I'm not mistaken, they were sharing some pictures in the group, and Ronti was on the pictures, and oh my goodness, this is when her hair was real short. Ruby was on the pictures, and she's sitting on the floor interacting with the children. And not only that, but while you all were away, being that I'm subscribed to CityLight's YouTube channel, sometimes it just bring up old videos that you all have on your channel. There was an old video that came up of you all at Diet High School doing some work with Coco. And there was Pastor David when he wasn't even Pastor David. There was Joe that was there. I want to say, was Dr. Shayi there as well?
Yeah, probably Yomi was there, Peace was there. Yeah.
The work and I said that to say that though that date that came up on the calendar while you all were away, that video that came up on YouTube while you all were away, were the proof and the evidence of the work and how far back you all go. And not only that, but yes, the work that you all have put in like in showing how you have really got it out the mud, Pastor Lynn, with LDC, your vision, your project, and it is just amazing to see. And thank you again so much for that, Pastor Lynn. And we
Can I quickly give a shout out to Pastor Peace?
Oh yes, my girl. She could not join us, guys.
She's in Nigeria, and she's going to be jumping on Friday also for the Leading Lights training. I just wanted to give a shout out to her for the work that God has done through her. This is God's vision, right? And God has just dropped it in the hearts of so many people that have been serving, and she's one of those people that God, has used to get this, vision going. So as part of the trip, just wanted to give a shout out to her. So just wanted to drop that.
And just to add it to what Pastor, I want to give a shout out to Emma and to all our partners in Nigeria that help us fulfill this vision. The elections, the Father Shays, everybody, Dr. Gideon. We want to appreciate all our partners in Nigeria, all the alumni in Nigeria. We want to appreciate every one of you for making a trip in Nigeria a success. Thank you for giving your time, your energy, your strength, everything. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
And for those who stayed at home too, like there's a passage that says those who go to the battle and those who stand by the stuff, they are going to get the same reward. So I really, really want, because how would we have been able to do that if there weren't people who are manning the fort? So shout out to my wife, my wonderful wife, Deborah, for manning the home and manning the ministry here. to Pastor Laide, Rene, and Pastor Omo and Pastor Ose for the work that they kept on running everything. Ebony and Kevin, just Pastor David, in Glow Church. So I just, everyone that was in Chicago, the reason why we're able to focus while we're there and we never had to bother about what was going on in Chicago was because we had people here who were taking care of things and we never had to worry. So I just want to make sure that, we really acknowledge you. Thank you all for being part of this amazing vision of God.
And thank you, Mr. Wana, for doing this. Thank you, Sister Rene, you guys for taking Spicy Night up. I really want to appreciate you. And above, I want to encourage everybody. Friday is Leading Lights training, and I want every one of you to register. If you've not done Leading Light, you need to do it. I mean, your life will be transformed. If Angel can tell you what she experienced during the Leading Lights training, I want to encourage everybody hearing us right now. If you're hearing us online, I think the registration link is there online for you to register. Come and register and come and enjoy the next 5 days. It's going to be a transformation experience for you, and it's going to change your mind. By the time you finish in life training, you have your name, spell out for you, purpose, your values. You're going to have 10 years, plan that you're going to have for yourself, and it's going to be a wonderful experience for you. So please, I want everybody that listen to me, both people from CityLight Church, from Glow Church, from LDC, people hearing us online, there is a need for you to do this training. It's going to transform your life. I'm not joking. I've done it over and over and over again. And every time I'm doing it, it's just something that is changing me. So I want to encourage everybody, March 4, March 5, March 6, March 12, March 13, from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. From 9 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you need part of the training, and let God transform you. Thank you. Over to you, Sister Renee and Miss Suana.
Yes, Angel has something to say, and I want to say something as well. So y'all know I'm new to hosting, so there was a video that was supposed to be played, right? A spoken word from my daughter, and it was actually a nice video, but I messed that up. So I wanted to apologize about that. Angel has something to say, but what I want to say about the Leading Light training. Take the training. Yes, it is a 2-day training. Yes, you have to commit to it. It's an all-day thing. I want to also say this. It is less painful than making the New Year's resolution to saying, making a commitment. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym. It's only for 2 days. You say this one, you can get it done really, really quick. So sign up and take the Leading Light training. And now we have Angel that would like to share something.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I would really want to encourage everyone to again, hello? Oh, can you hear me? Okay. So I really want to encourage everyone to take it. Again, everyone's been encouraging, but from my aspect, I don't think you're one, I just said earlier, in the video, I was saying that I want to take it during my senior year to get ready for college and stuff like that. But I think if you are not a senior yet, if you are younger, it's really important that you kind of take it around this time. Or for me, I think the pinnacle was the fact that I was able to take it during junior year, which is that year of me applying for colleges. And when you apply for colleges, they kind of ask you just what school do you want to go to. But in terms of what's it called, me, I just want to encourage everyone to, young and old, to take what's called Leading Lights. It is such an impactful thing. It's really, I can't, if I'm talking about Leading Lights, I'm usually smiling. So I can't it's just a wonderful experience to be in. And for us as young kids, we're still doing the work and all that stuff. So we're okay with it. So take your time to take what's called Leading Lights. You could take it during the summer. You could take it during the, whatever cohort is best works for you. But I really encourage everyone to take it. Teenagers, please take it. Adults, take it. Everyone who wants an opening, a renewal, just please take Leading Lights. So that's my say. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Angel. Yes, yes, yes. So we cannot promote it enough. So what I would say, if someone is out there that is watching this, whether you're watching it now or you're going to come across this video, and this is for the people, the audience that we're trying to reach in the streets. Like Pastor Olu said, we want to get this training out to those in the streets. So if you are tired of getting up every day wondering what you're going to do with your life, or even waking up dreading that you don't have anything to do with your life, please take the Leading Light training. All of those questions will get answered. That feeling will be subsided. You will know what you were created for, what you were put on this earth for. And so, yeah, I just really want to encourage those, and for everyone to please share the message. We cannot promote it and put it out enough. Send it out in a text message, send it out in an email, even send a little snippet of the videos that were shared with us from the trip to Nigeria, to encourage others to take it. And then also, we want to take it because the bridge has to be, there's a gap that has to be brought together. And Leading Light is showing and teaching us how to do that, and how to do it with purpose, how to do it with the love of Christ, and how to do it with each other. So Leading Light it has so many jewels in it. So please share the word that is out and take it. March 4th through March 6th, as well as March 12th and March 13th. The registration is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you did not get a chance to catch it, please, you can also reach out to CityLight Church as well as LDC. You can reach out to LDC, and then also some CityLight members. Also, Pastor Land, do you have anything that you want to say?
Well, I would like to say thank you to everyone here and those who are watching. The entire CityLight, Glow, Leading Light family. It's great living kingdom with you all and doing life with you all. Greatest blessings are the people that we are surrounded with, and I'm grateful for you all. Second, I would like to encourage anyone who has not done the training to get, register and do it. It was designed for you. And there's enough proof, not just in this setting, but in several other nations, of the impact of the training. It's not about what is covered in that sense, because it's not like something you've not heard, but there's a spirit and there's an anointing that is upon the training that brings out you, that helps you to narrow down to your kingdom purpose and gives you, following that, the impetus and grace to start going ahead to do it. So I would say the Leading Light training is the center, the core of the assignment that we've been given in this commission. Is the core. So I'm always trying to move people. People have not experienced it. They have not experienced the commission. So I'm speaking especially to CityLight people. If you have done growth track and all that, you need to get into the Leading Light training and do it, so that you can experience this important aspect. For those who have done it, also, you are free. We have this thing of you can come and do it anytime for free if you have an alumni. So come join it. Let's see what God has in store for us. Each one is always unique because there are unique set of people there that come. So we already have this one that has some people have registered from outside the country, from outside the state, from, I think it's going to be a unique cohort starting this Friday. So pray for us. We cannot do any of these things without the supply of the Spirit. So pray for strength, pray for wisdom, pray for the presence of God to just impact and transform people. Thank you.
Thank you.
And by the way, it's good to see Ebony by face. She's She's been, she's always texting everywhere. Everywhere we were. But it's good to see her.
It is. Ebony. Ebony, would you like to say anything wrapping up?
What was coming to my mind? I'm happy Pastor Len's back. I'm happy all of you are back. It was awesome to see your videos, but it's nothing like hearing you talk the way you do in person. So thankful you're back. And I just was thinking about my last time in Leading Lights and just how God was showing me that I'm the one putting the limits on my life. It's me. It's not anything else I want to blame or make excuses about. He sees me a certain way, so I need to see myself the way God sees me and just go for it like all of you have. So yeah, I just really encourage people to do it. Take Leading Lights and just erase those limits you're putting on yourself. So.
Yes, and like Pastor Land said, and tying into what Ebony said, if you have taken Leading Light training and you are still putting limitations on yourself, you just heard Pastor Land, the founder, say, hey, if you've taken it once, you can come back and take it again, and you will learn something different each time you take it, because I have taken it several times, and I'm glad to know that I can still take it again. So, yes, you all, tell your friends, tell your siblings, your cousins, your best buddies, your co-workers that Leading Light training is about to take off this weekend. And so they need to be there at the dock. The boat is getting ready to sail, and they want to get on, and they want to come out and see what is in store for them. It's not what Pastor Land has cut out for them. It is going to be a training and a training and a interaction with that person and God that whole weekend. And again, you all, if you take this, you need to be prepared and you need to be serious about it, because there's going to be some times and some points in that training where it's going to have you to ask yourself some serious questions about self, some serious question about self-examination. And of course, as human beings, a lot of times when we do the self-examination, although we can examine everybody else and what's going on with them, we can read them like a doctor, right? But then when it comes to ourselves, it's like we can't find anything that we need to be examined on. But in this Leading Light training, it have you to ask yourself these questions, and it's just to help you get to the bottom of your purpose, your spirits, and what you are supposed to be doing ultimately for the kingdom. So yes, you all, please come out and join. And then finally, Renee, do you have something that you would like to add?
No, just everybody, everything. If you can't come, I would say give to the LDC. Yes. Others come and experience. That would be a nice gift to give to someone. And that's it. That's it.
That's right. Thank you for that, Renee. So
good
Renee
night, everyone. Thank you for showing up.
Before we close out, I want to remind everyone that not only this could not be possible without the team members, but it cannot be possible without your loving, caring dollars. So please share to the LDC in their mission. At the bottom of the screen, it has been projected on how you can give to this mission, to the missionary. It is on the bottom of the screen. So please pour into this mission, right? And as you see, it is blooming, it is blossoming. So we thank you all for your love and your support. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. We will be back next month with a more exciting show. So please join us for Spicy Night next month in April. Have a good night, everyone.